Good morning, everybody. I'm Vincent Meza. This is Listings to Leads. And today is our call on top ways to get more listings. And I asked some questions here before we got started. If you have listings now, or if you've sold anything in the past, it'd be good to know. 'Cause some of these tools are related to that. We definitely have tools to help you get listings, even if you don't have any listings, but we'll get into that. So there's a lot to listings to leads. And I do see people coming on. So I want to remind everybody at the beginning here, in the GoToMeeting navigation bar there should be a button with like a piece of paper and a paper clip on it. Please open that up and download and print the 2 flyers that are there. Those are things that you're going to want to be using. We'll be looking at them during this call, but you're going to want those available to you every week, because if you're going to want more listings, it's not one action. It's not one activity, a couple times a year. This is something that you're going to have to consistently be building on. So let's talk about what we do. We've been here for 15 years. We are designed to help real estate professionals grow their business. And that's through advertising, through marketing. We leverage social media. We leverage paid ads. We also use email, and we use print tools. So there are some of these tools, they cost money. Like if you're going to mail a postcard, there's a print cost, right? If you're going to run an ad on Facebook, there's a cost. If you're going to run an ad on Google, there's a cost. But there are other things that are free. And there's some things that happen automatically. You can set up in our system, and they can actually generate buyer leads and seller leads for free automatically. Not a lot, but it can work. So you should at least make sure you have the automation turned on. And when you sign up, there's a wizard and that puts you all through it. And definitely you want to make sure that you are doing that. And let me ask, I didn't really get a response on this. Is everybody hearing me and seeing my screen okay? I think you did say that. I think I did ask that. So anyway, here's listings to leads. I do want to talk about what resources there are for you. And first of all, there's leadgenwebinars.com. We're on a live call right now, even though sometimes I sound like a robot. And here's where you can sign up for today's class, Top Tools for More Listings. Scott does a class, I think every Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday tomorrow this is actually a great class on really how to work your farm markets. And it really talks a lot about everything that we do, but I would definitely recommend that because that's key. If you want more listings, I'm sure a random listing dropping into your hands from somewhere would be great, but you really have to develop a farm and work an area because it's important to your business. And Scott does a great job in giving you a whole holistic view about that. Now, I do another class, and I'll be doing it this Thursday on Facebook and Google. And we're going to see today that running ads on Facebook and Google are important ways of capturing listing leads. And then I do a get started class, right? And get started is good. And I do one for lenders and title. So that's leadgenwebinars.com. I sent it to you. It's in the GoToMeeting chat panel, probably blinking. Every class that we do, including the one that we're on right now, we record. Okay. And I'm going to send this to everybody because I think this is one of our most effective resources for realtors because you have downtime. And our platform is incredibly powerful. It does a whole lot. And that can be confusing. That can be overwhelming. We've certainly heard that for many years. It's a double-edged sword. We want to make sure we have value for a realtor wherever they are in their business cycle. They're going on a listing presentation. They have listings. They don't have listings. They sold something. They have an open house. There's a lot of things that you want to do in your business when it comes to real estate marketing. And we integrate with so many CRMs and we integrate with so many social media platforms that can get overwhelming. So that's why we do these live classes, and they are all recorded right here. I really think that I think I sent this link to everybody just now. We're doing Top Tools for More Listings. You will notice that I did that class 2 weeks ago. Honestly, I recommend that everybody watches 2 or 3 versions of this class. I do it every 2 weeks. The Facebook and Google one, it's pretty easy. And you'll see, I break it down like, hey, here's what you do for buyers. Here's what you do for sellers. You really want to have more listings in your business. I'm pretty sure at this point. And so you need to really master everything that we do. And so sometimes when I'm talking on this class, I get so much feedback because I talk to so many realtors that I'll hear something that's, interesting. I want to share with you. We're maybe developing something. It's going to be interesting and I want to share it with you. The classes are not exactly the same. Anyway, you have a link to this. Also, I want to point out, you should get to this page and you should subscribe to our shorts. So our short things here, let's see here. Oh yeah. And here, yeah. So this message right here, just going to show you why this is so important. We get feedback from our clients in our mastermind group all the time, and we get it in the email and stuff. And what Scott is doing here on these shorts is doing 1-minute videos, sharing feedback from our clients. And this lady, this agent that he's talking about, she was holding an open house for another agent. She pulls it into her account. She uses the nearby homeowner letter, which is the number one tool that we're going to be looking at in a minute. So she borrows a listing, gets this tool, door knocks, and gets another listing, right? And that's the thing with listings to leads, is you can take your listings and get more listings. So get to our channel and subscribe to this and watch what's happening in 1-minute bites if you don't want to sit and listen to us for an hour. And I can send this to you. So I'll send this to everybody right now. And I would definitely recommend subscribing to that. And that just came in over the weekend. So we get a lot of feedback. I'll leave this here. Let's talk about this. So Scott and I get a report every Monday, right? And it shows us like what's going on. And so for this class, this is particularly important. It's like, how many leads? Who's the top lead generator? And I wanted to point this one out because this kind of blew my mind. Okay. So this is a home valuation landing page. Everybody should have at least one, right? And this guy, I feel like he's been a client for a long time, but he's just finally getting his arms around this part of the platform. And what's funny about this is I look at this report every Monday, and I have not seen him on this report every Monday, but he's been a client for a long time. But what he is doing is he's created this landing page, and you can create one for every one of your farm markets. And I don't typically tell people to do a county-wide report or message, right? Because it's doesn't really work very well, right? And however, this man has proven me wrong, right? So I'm going to see if I can just type in an address. And I hate to do this. So actually, I won't fill it out, but that's how you do it. Let's see. I think I have the editor open over here. Yeah. So this is his second page, right? That's the first page. And I went and looked at his leads before the call, and he's getting leads with name, email, and phone number. So there's a section here called form fields when you click edit on any landing page. And he has an optional requirement for, not required, just it's optional. You can give him the phone number. And this page is getting, let's just go left. He's getting unique leads. In the past 30 days, 28 leads. And what he's doing, just so you know how he's doing this, he configured the page to optionally ask for the phone number. And I think having leads with phone number is very important. He puts them on his Facebook business page and he boosts it from there, which is interesting, but that's what he's doing. That's not what I typically tell people to do, but hey, he's having great success with it. You might want to test that out yourself. Let's go look at some of the other landing pages that our clients are getting. So here's another one. This guy owns an office, an assist to sell office. He's always at the top of our list. He's up in Canada and he generates listing leads and gives them to his office, right? That's his model. He gives them to his agents. Claudia here has been on this list, 26 leads. Imagine getting 20 plus listing leads every month. She has a landing page right here. That sign there, that looks like one of those outlet shopping malls, right? And so I like this because you have a picture of something that looks like something that everybody would know, like the locals would know. So when you're creating a home valuation landing page, we call them Property Valuation Plus, you want to make sure it's got something that resonates with a local person, because depending on where you are, it may not. You want to make sure that they know that you know their area. Now, this one's cool. I haven't seen one of these. It's the first time I've seen this person's page on our chart. This is something that people have done a number of times. And that is hiring somebody or paying somebody for their drone video. This person probably heard me mention this a couple weeks ago because boom, here he is. And if you go to wherever you are, right, wherever city you're in, and you go to YouTube and type in the name of that city and drone video, you're going to see probably a dozen videos, right? And you could literally email them right on YouTube and say, hey, could I use that in my advertising? What would it cost? And it's like, I don't know, I've heard $20 and $50. Like, oh, sure, go ahead, use it, $50. There you go. And then you just upload it in the back here. And that's what it looks like, which is pretty cool. And I'm not sure what he's doing to get people there, but he's got 16 leads in the past 30 days. And then Claudia, I think Claudia is the same person here. It's the same page, some reason she's on there twice. But I do want to show you this one because you can also create custom free reports and custom landing pages for buyers or sellers. So let's look at a couple of the custom things. This person has some kind of free report. So if you fill this out, you're going to get information. So the landing page, it's really generic, but he's got a photo of something from his area and he's created those bullet points in that color scheme. You can do that sort of thing and then go out there, and he's got 12 seller leads from that. And here's another one. Megan's got 6. It's got a free report for sellers. Let's go look at what she's doing. So the reason I want to show you this is all of these things are being created in just a couple of clicks in our landing page system. And then once you do that, you can just go out and market it. You can put it on your business page and boost it. You can use our ad software and run ads on it, which I typically recommend, but some of these people are really doing great without it. And then you can have print tools and all kinds of stuff like that. So let's close some of this and let's talk about this. So I know people are still coming on. I know I'm repeating myself, but there on the GoToMeeting navigation bar should be a button with a paperclip and a piece of paper. Open that up and download the 2 documents there. One is this one, Top Tools for More Listings. And one is the other one is Facebook and Google. So let's read through this real quick and go in the system and go see where in the heck this stuff is. Number 1, the nearby homeowner letter, right? And I mentioned on the YouTube video where there was a short that a lady used the nearby homeowner letter. That's it right there. From a borrowed listing, holding an open house for somebody else, and she gets another listing. Why? Because the piece of paper is very simple and very effective. I'm going to show you where to get it and how to use it. Then number 2, run ads on Facebook on pending, under contract, and sold listings. That's why I asked at the beginning of the call, does anybody have anything sold? Because that's a great way of getting listings. I know Deborah's on this call. Maybe she has a sold listing. We're going to talk about that today, I think, on how to run that ad, but you're going to see it right here. Now, creating a property valuation page for each farm, we went through that from the unique leads report, right? We looked at just a few that people are getting good results with. You want to create that kind of landing page and you want to market it, right? You want to get it out there. So then it says run ads on Facebook and Google for home values, right? So you get that landing page and you run ads. And then you can also run ads on our seller PDF guides. You actually have 80 PDF guides in your account, each of you. They're branded to you on every page. And that's it. You just want to run ads on Facebook and Google with it. So I'll show you how to do that. There's a home sold report, it's a piece of paper that looks a lot like the nearby home owner letter, which is the one that's at the top of our list. But this is more like neighborhood sold report. And I'll show you where it is and how you can edit it and then how to get it out. And then just sold postcards. We have clients that say, hey, every time we mail out 100 of these, we get one lead, we get one listing, right? And that's what an awesome return. It probably costs 100 or something to mail out 100 postcards. But if you're going to get a listing, that's a great investment, right? And that's what they're saying. And then there's e-flyers that we have that always are going to can capture seller leads and buyer lead. And then we even create tools for your homeowner. And then the last thing, which is pretty advanced, is I definitely feel like, and this used to be, it's number 11, because this is the last thing I talked about. But in a way, it's the first thing I want everybody to be thinking of now. And that's because having listings has gotten even more important since the NAR settlement. Because depending on where you are in the country, you don't really know what the buyer's comp is. And my Lord, I've heard some just ridiculous situations. If you want to have control of your business, having more listings is obviously where it's going to be. So what was advanced before, I think, is like critical now. And that is that if you have a farm market, and most of you have many, you want to get a list of people who have equity in that market, in that area, right? So I live in a small town called Lafayette, California, right? Lafayette. It's 24,000 people. If I was going to own this area, I would have a list of everybody that has more than 5 years equity. It's that simple. Arch Agent sells that, listsource.com sells that, remind.com, redx.com, Cole Resource. I think even Vulcan 7 has it. You want, and obviously there's a cost for that. So let me tell you what you need. You need minimum 5 years equity. You need their name, phone number, email, and address. Now, once you have that, you can mail tools to them, like the Nearby Homeowner Letter or Just Sold Postcards. You can create a Facebook custom audience and run ads on the same topics in front of them on Facebook. And you can upload that list to your own CRM and blast out our e-flyers for Just Sold Homes or for seller PDF guides or for your home valuation landing pages. So that's if you want to have a real marketing machine. You don't want to just mail something out once a quarter and think your business is going to double. Like, that's just not realistic. But if you're hitting them every week and a few times a month from different channels, like email, like print, and like social media, now you have a serious marketing machine. And that's really what you want to be doing, right? So while we're looking at this, and now that you have this concept that you have a list, how often should you be doing things? I think our clients who get the most listing leads, and they typically they mail something into their target market twice a month. It could be anything. It could be a Nearby Homeowner Letter. It could be a Just Sold Postcard. It could be door hangers, whatever, but twice a month. Okay. They're running ads once a week on Facebook, and and then you can email, and we have a lot of tools designed for homeowners. You can email for free through your CRM once a week. So you're running ads once a week, you're emailing once a week, and you're mailing once or twice a month. There's a budget, there's a cost for those things. We'll talk about those costs in just a minute. That's how you should be executing on this document. Okay. Now, when we talk about ads here, if you open up the other document, and I asked you to download this and print this, you can see that if you run later stage homes, you're going to get seller leads pending under contract and sold. There are PDF guides for buyers and sellers. So that's what you're going to do. And even here, I talk about the custom audience. And then here I talk about Google. Highest quality leads, the most expensive leads, right? They're more expensive than Facebook, but our clients convert them faster than Facebook leads. If you have a good steady income, you should be investing in Google. If you're still in the peaks and valleys, you may want to wait and get the machine going with just Facebook in the way I described, executing on this with e-flyers, print, and Facebook, because you will get to a steady income with this. And then when you have excess, you start investing in Google and you get higher quality leads. Okay. So let's go look under the hood and see what in the world I'm talking about here. One more resource that I forgot to mention. We have a Facebook mastermind group. If you are a client, ask the support team, or you can email me. I'm Vince at Listings-to-Leads. We will get you in the mastermind group, right? And it's where Scott and I talk about what's going on. It's also where our agents, our clients are talking about what they're doing. They might ask questions, which is okay, but it's not really the support page, but some people look at it that way. But yeah, let's see, coming here. And he's just saying, hey, I'm using your sign writers. Right? So that's just somebody saying, that's what we're doing. Here's another person talking about. So this is part of our system. It's an add-on where you can have text that number to that number and get more leads, right? And I really like our text service because it starts at $10 a month. And every lead has a phone number. And when you get a lead with a phone number, text them until they're ready to talk to you, right? So there's a lot here. And I really recommend that you get in this group and that you scan it for 5 or 10 minutes every week. I want to share this one because this came in just a couple days ago and it's actually really valuable. It's something new that we have. Is that I just wanted to share my win this morning. I just signed up at the end of December last year. So she's not been with us for 2 whole weeks. Posted my only listing on Facebook ad that evening. And I actually spoke to her that evening, that when she signed up, she called and had questions. And I said, okay, you got to go do this, right? Because I ran that ad for a week. Then I couldn't find somebody to let market their listings. I didn't have any good photos for a just sold to keep up my momentum. So I marketed my listing again, starting last night, promoting my open house. I signed up for the AI text response, and I'll tell you what that is, to take the future influx of leads. I received my first qualified lead this morning after Alex, that's what she's calling the, turned off the response, jumped there on video message, introducing myself. Really appreciate the video text, told me it showed me sincerity, even though the form submission said 12 months, he is ready to buy today. Okay. So when we capture the lead on Facebook, we ask, how soon do you want to buy or sell? And he said, oh, more than 12 months. He really didn't want to bother. We have this new AI text technology, and what you really should be doing with your leads is texting your leads, right? Because when you look at how to convert a lead, you might think it's speed a lead and call them on the phone. And that's just not correct. You might think it's email and your drip campaign, but we all get 100 to 200 emails every day. So that's not really as very effective either. What is effective is if you start texting them simple one questions at a time, let the person answer and get comfortable with your feedback and responses. And then they're going to get tired of texting and say, hey, can we just talk on the phone? That's what our AI software is doing. That's what Carla here is describing. And she hasn't been a client for 2 weeks, and she's got somebody who I guess is ready to buy. I thought she was marketing something that was sold, but she couldn't get that together yet. But it would work on either buyer leads or seller leads. So that's really great. So that's kind of stuff we have in the mastermind group. Get in the mastermind group. So look at listings leads, see what we got to do. Okay, now I want to get out. When you log in, there's always a little pop-up of telling you about the 1 minute video thing that I was mentioning on YouTube. Please sign up for that. Please. 1 minute long. I appreciate that you're here listening for an hour, but one minute, you can get a lot of valuable information in 1 minute from those calls. So check those out. Okay. So here, when you log in, make sure you go through all your setup. There's a setup wizard, and it asks your logo. It connects your social media accounts. It connects your Facebook ad account and your Google ad account, and make sure you got all that set up. Once you're there, every time you log in, you're going to come to this page, and you should ask yourself, do I want buyer leads or seller leads? And since this call is on how to get listings, let's go to seller leads. And everything that you need to get listings is actually teed up for you right on this page. So let's read through it and just see, what are we talking about? We're talking about creating ads on Facebook and Google. You know that because that's what these 2 pages are talking about, right? So we can do that right here. You can also market your pending and sold listings, right? You can do that with ads. You can do it with e-flyers. I'll show you how to do that. There's some print tools that are super powerful. There's also seller landing pages. And we actually started the call on the seller landing pages, right? I was showing you some examples of the people that have generated the most leads. And those are landing pages that they created. But these landing pages we actually create for you. They're sitting in your account and they're ready to go. And as I mentioned, there are 40 PDF guides for homeowners. So you can run it out on Facebook. You can run it out on Google. You could share an e-flyer through your CRM, and you can get print tools, right? All of these are all on this page. That's the dashboard, generate seller leads. Okay. So let's go back here and let's talk about the number one thing, mail out the nearby homeowner letter. And let's see what that's about. If you go to your listings, it's always connected to your listing. So if you have something that's pending or just sold, let's just focus on sold right now. Click market listing, and When you get here, we drop you right here on all the marketing tools. And what we're looking for is this one that says the nearby homeowner. There are 3 versions. They all do the same thing, but they look different. That's it. So you choose the one that you like. Let's look at this one. And I'm going to download in PDF. Let me have a sip of coffee and then we'll look at this. Now, if you recall, I was showing you that 1-minute video short. And what Scott was explaining is that this lady borrowed a listing to hold an open house, pulls it in her account. We create a bunch of things. She can run an ad on it, but she printed this out and went out and door knocked the neighborhood. And now this one says just sold, but hers is saying, hey, open house 2 to 4, go check it out. And that affects your home value. Go here and get your free home value. So we create these instant home value pages automatically. They're in your account. So this piece of paper, it's ready. It's in your account, right? And it's very simple. You notice that it's not like really, it's not super luxury branding. Why? Because we want people to read it and make a decision in 3 seconds. What do I need? Do I need to look at the sold home or do I need my home value? We don't want them to be sitting here and having to think of what they're going to do. If they want their home value, they're going to click there. They're going to give you their address and they're going to give you their email address. And if you ask that, they might give you their phone number. And when they give you the email address, we're going to give them an instant home value presented by Onboard Infometrics. And we're going to copy you on all that information. Okay. So how do you get this out? I think this lady, she didn't mail them out. She just walked them. She just walked the neighborhood. But we actually have an integrated printer called Express Copy. And you might have your own printer, but we were excited when we launched this integration because here's why. If you connect it, you will have a button that says print and mail. And so I'm going to click it and show you what happens here. You can click this button that says get mailing list. And then you can say, I want a 1 or 2 or 3 mile radius. I'll just do 2. They are going to send it to homeowners with more than 6 years equity, single family homes. 100, they're going to download that letter. They're going to fold it. They're going to put your address on the top left of the envelope and the homeowner's address in the middle where it belongs. 100 pieces, $185. Boom. Click that button. It's out. So when you send this letter to people with equity, 5 years or more, you're in good shape. And we know this because we have so many clients telling us that's exactly what they're doing. Let's go look at Chris. Chris, he's had a lot of success with our platform. We learned about him, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago now, right? 4 years ago. He moved to San Antonio, Texas, starts creating these videos and marketing them out. And he's basically saying, hey, this is what's going on in the market right now. And I'm a professional and blah, blah, blah. You know what that's about. But he also bought a list of homeowners, just like I'm telling you to do. And he says, I send out letters every other week to neighbors who've owned their homes for 5 years or more. Once they opt in on the home valuation page, I consistently hit them up every week with phone calls, letters via mail, and letters left at the door. That's fairly understandable, right? Are we able to download that actual list? No, you're not. That's why I mentioned earlier, Tracy, good question. That's why I mentioned like you could buy your own from Arch Agent or listsource.com or whatever, because then you have that list. When you're using Express Copy, they have the list. They're just going to do the work for you. And I think that's good. It's not what if you're new to us and you want to get it out there and try to get some listings, use that. But I think long-term in your business, you want to buy that. You want to have that physical list because you want to mail to that. This Chris here is mailing, right? And you want to upload it to Facebook and create a custom audience and run ads to those same people. And you want to upload it to your CRM and run ads and send things to the same people. Because you bought that list that they have equity, and those are the people that you want to stay in front of. I hope that makes sense. So what Chris is saying is every 2 weeks he mails this list. And I guarantee you, he's not hitting the entire list because that would cost a whole lot of money, right? But most of our clients do batches of 100 or 200 of that letter or a postcard or something like that. Okay. Now I'm going to show you a couple of other examples of this letter. And one is from Pat Motley. Pat's over in Louisiana. Oh, by the way, before we jump off Chris has 5 listings in 3 months from doing this, right? From what I just described to you. He ends up, and he joined a Keller Williams office and he moved to San Antonio with his wife and children because his wife her family's in San Antonio and they wanted their kids to be together. But he was a realtor from a whole nother state. So he didn't have his own listings. He bought a home in this great neighborhood and said, you know what? I want to own this. I want to own this neighborhood. So he borrows listings from his colleagues in his new Keller Williams office that are in his neighborhood. And he keeps mailing those people, right? And that's how he ends up with 5 listings in 3 months. If you fast forward, like the following year, he becomes like the top listing agent in that office. And a year later starts his own office. And the first thing he does is creates a YouTube channel saying, hey, join me and I'll teach you how to customize listings to leads to get even more leads, more listings. You can go find him on YouTube. He's a smart guy, nice guy. But actually, there was another thing here that I should show you, the one I was going to go to, and that's Pat. So Pat, this came in about a year ago. She's been a client of ours for almost, I want to say 14 years, like really early. She's from Louisiana. She prints out that tool, the nearby homeowner letter. This is it. It's got some sales data because she clicked a button and we import it. But she does something that nobody else has ever done. She prints on the back with Microsoft Publisher. Okay. So that the letter, when you hand fold it, it looks like she bought a little custom stamp and it looks like an envelope and she hand writes these things. Now, why in the world would Pat go through all that effort if you can do it in 2 clicks with Express Copy? I'll tell you why. She's been doing this for years. She mailed her first 100 and had 4 people calling her. So she always mails out 100 just listed. And then she mails out another 100 just sold, right? And the first 100 just listed, 4 people called her. The second 100, if you look in the notes, because I asked her, 3 people called her and 1 person is texting. All 8 of those people wanted to sell their home last year and that's why she goes through this effort. If you look for her name, you will see that a lot of dialogue went back and forth with a lot of agents. And she ended up sharing right here, September 19th, the little template of the software for Microsoft Publisher that made that letter, right? So that's in our mastermind group. And if you're thinking of doing that, can we grab another agent's pending listing if we have permission? Yeah. But here's the thing. So that's a good question. Catherine's saying, could we borrow, if we have permission, can we grab another agent's pending listing to create a landing page? You can put it in there. You can't grab anything that is not active. So the answer is yes, you can borrow and we definitely, a lot of our clients borrow listings to get tools like this or just to run it out on Facebook. But if the home is not active for sale, we cannot grab it. So that's the drawback there, Catherine. But definitely I would recommend that's what you want to be doing. So Pat does a letter every time she has something just listed and every time she has something just sold. If you look for her name, you'll notice that she also sells in condo buildings. And I remember there was times she says, I have 3 listings coming out of this one condo because every time I get a listing, I mail these letters and I keep getting more listings. So this can be a really valuable part of your business. That is the nearby homeowner letter. It's at the top of this list. Let's talk about how to work Facebook. So let's go back to the dashboard. And by the way, on this list, there are just sold postcards too. And you can use it to mail to those people with equity. We also have them formatted for Every Door Direct if you want to use them. I think it's a little cheaper, but not. So if we go back here and we click on seller leads again, this is the dashboard. We want to run ads. And so if I click on seller leads and I click on Facebook, it's only going to show me on the listing ad, the homes that can get me seller leads. And that's pending or sold or even under contract. Anything later stage is going to be here. Let's do pending just so that you understand. And this is what I recommend. Always leave our ads on lead ads. That means your leads are coming pre-populated with name, email, and phone number. Okay. And that's really where you want to be, right? Naming them on the phone, because now you can text those leads and you can work on them, or you can use our AI text and do that. And one more thing. Let's see. Let's finish this. And if I forget, remind me to get back to the AI texting. So this is a pending, it's all written. And it says, hey, this home is pending, going to close soon. This will affect your home value. Text here or click here to get your free home value. That's it. It's real simple. This ad works. If the listing, whatever city it's in, we're going to pull that in. All you got to do is click that button and that works. For pending and under contract, you can leave it just like that. When you do it sold, it basically says this home is sold. That affects your home value. Click here. If it was sold, you might be able to add some data like this. Just click in the box and say sold. You want to make sure this is accurate, but sold 10K above asking, right? Or sold in 7 days. Actually, I hear there's still stories of things selling fast, right? Because finding a home is hard. So anyway, you can do that sort of thing, and that's what's going to show up. Okay. You just click create an ad. It's a $50 ad. So remember when I was saying execute on this and run an ad every week. Even if it was $50 a week, you would get leads and your business page would be seen. If you were running just seller ads, it would be seen probably about 10,000 times a month. And you got to ask yourself, where are you as the agent, as the realtor, being seen 10,000 times every month? My guess is nowhere. But if you're running a $50 ad for listing leads, that's probably what I think it's going to be like that. If you mix it up with buyer leads, you're going to get more reach for the same money. So you can run some ads for buyers and some for sellers. But pending or sold, you can do that. Now, it's going to, by default, do a radius, but you could also say, you know what? I want to target my custom audience. Remember I said, go buy that list and get a custom audience of homeowners, in this case, Rockland, right? So when you do that, remember you bought this list from somebody, they have equity. When you upload it to Facebook, that's going to tell them, hey, you run this ad on those people. I don't care about the 15-mile radius thing, because I know that those people on that list have equity and those are the people I want to hit. So that's very important. So let me jump over here. I mentioned it a couple times. I've been reluctant on talking about this until I had a meeting with Scott and I asked him a question and I got a straight answer. You can sign up for text follow-up right here. Okay. And we just launched this. I think it's been 3 or 4 months. So we needed to test it, right? We were testing, we have clients using it, and Scott's working on it with our tech team to make sure that the dialogues are working and everything's going well, right? Here's what we know, because we looked at it, and you can sign up for it here. I think it's like $50 a month right now. The price is going to go up. If you are capturing a volume of leads, and if you're focused on getting 50 or 100 leads a month, which can easily be done, you might want to use this. And here's why. That AI text follow-up is converting leads to phone calls at 9%. Okay. I'm pretty sure the industry standard of internet leads in real estate is converting at 1%. Okay. And I don't know what you're converting at, but I set up the teams and offices around the country, and my best teams with the best programs and the best plan of attack on lead conversion, they convert around 4%. I even had a Remax office who was converting at 5%. But I don't think agents are converting at that high, right? Because you got to follow up. And the nice thing about software and AI software is there's really no emotions in it. The text is really conversational. It just keeps working until that person says, no, thank you, I'm done. Or can we talk on the phone? And when it says, can we talk on the phone? Boom, you're notified with the text, with the dialogue. So that you know what's going on, you can pick that up, and now you can ideally close an appointment, right? So I really recommend it. It's at $50. It might be a bit much, but honestly, if it's converting at 9%, which it is, because I just looked last week, that's fantastic. That's closing appointments at 9%. So if you're generating 100 leads a month and you're not really getting much business out of it, and you turn that on, you're going to probably have 9 conversations of people that are either want to buy or sell home. So let's go back to this list and talk about property valuation pages. So when we go over here to the landing page section, you actually get a landing page automatically. You get a few, but for this discussion, you want to focus on this one here. And I'm going to click on edit because yours do not look like this. When you sign up, that page is sitting there. And let me click this button. Scott found this. It's some kind of AI generated, and that's cool. But that's not what yours look like. And I want you to be aware of that because I'm going to show you what it looks like. And you got to ask yourself, does that look like my market? And depending on where you are in the country, it doesn't. So give it a second because it's going to pull this off. This is what your landing page looks like. It says, what is your home worth? And there's this nice little suburban driveway. And I don't know where you are, but that is integrated in all kinds of tools, right? When you're using our nearby homeowner letter, it's literally like it's pointing at that. So you want to make sure that you're comfortable that looks like your area. Me, I don't even like that. We bought it because we needed something. I really think having something that looks like your area that everybody's going to know, like a landmark, a bridge, a building, a downtown street or something like that would be it. So when we're creating, you can create a landing page by going to the top where it says create landing page, drop it down to Property Valuation Plus and put in the name of your town that you want to create a page, and boom, you create it and boom, it's created, right? I do want to point out, I mentioned at the beginning of the call, people were making custom landing pages for sellers right here. Even they have reports, right? You can even do nearby homes sold. But I will tell you this, I looked at the report. This does not get a lot of leads. So I don't even think like we should have it. Empty Nester Plus means this page is for empty nesters, right? And it's going to give an instant home value. So you can create that. You can create these for multiple farm markets. You get unlimited landing pages. I'm not going to create one because I'm pretty sure I got one down here somewhere. Let me see if I got one here for, oh, this is not my account here. Let's see. Oh, I was just talking to this lady in Altadena. Altadena is in the Pacific Palisades, right? That whole area I think has been flattened. But anyway, we made this page. And so you can see, you can just create a landing page with whatever city you want and put your photo of the area. And that's what it is, right? Oh, so here we got Miami. Yeah, I think we got a Miami. Let's go see. So let me see if Scott and I work in this account together and he likes Miami. So there's probably one here. Oh yeah, I created this one. So this is the Miami landing page, right? And so when you get it, when you get this, when you create it, it's really generic. There's like a coffee cup on it, right? And what you do is you get a photograph and you upload it right here. You want it to be about 2,000 pixels wide. And then you can customize it, right? You can change the form fields, which is what that one gentleman did. He has 28 seller leads this month. And once you customized it and you've made that, you can even change the word because that's lead text form, right? And wait, home value, what does that mean there, Jill? What you wrote home value something. Can you give the landing page success? What does that mean? What does that mean? And Tracy, Miami, one thing I would suggest for you is on custom, on lead form fields. If you work with, there is a place, oh, here it is. By default, the unit number is hidden, but in Miami, they have a lot of condos. So you might want to put that as optional. Okay. If you're working with condos, any of you, you can put a unit there, right? And that's going to give you some sense of that might be helpful as well. Once that's all ready and you got that ready to go, Jill, I'm not quite sure of what you mean. Can I give the landing page successes in order? You said that you noticed that analytics. Yeah. This page here is our number one page, instant home value, right? And what I can tell you is the nearby home sold landing page, which is here from that report, doesn't get that. It was not getting the kind of results that I would get excited about. Our number one home valuation page is called Property Valuation Plus. The question is, how do you get it out there? And that's what we're talking about right now. So you create it right here. And there was a person there that did a custom free report. Some of the custom things work really well, right? It just depends on what your value proposition is. But this is the instant home valuation, property valuation plus, and you can create it for each one of your farm markets. And once you do, and let's go back to Miami. Let's see, maybe it's up here. Then you got to get it out. And so over here on the top left, it says marketing tools. And that's, of course, how you're going to get it out, right? So let me close some of this stuff so that I'm just not totally jammed up here. So in marketing, once you click marketing, it gives you all the things that you can do. Now, one thing I'm going to say is typically I tell everybody, if you're running ads, use lead ads because you're going to get an instant name, email, and phone number automatically put in from the profile. I like that. I think that agents can act on that. If you're using our AI text follow-up, I definitely think every ad should be run on our platform. Because one of those guys, that first guy who has 28 seller leads, he's not using our ad software to do it. He's just putting it on his own page and probably boosting it, which is cool. He's getting great results. But I want to make sure that, especially if you're using our AI text follow-up, that you have your leads with accurate phone numbers. And that's what the Facebook lead ad software does. So you can run an ad like that, and you could type in a location like Miami, and that would be great, right? That's how you do it. There. You could also run an ad on Google right here, and that's going to cost more. Those leads are going to cost more. But these are way high quality leads because people had to go to Google, the number one search engine on the internet, and ask a question with certain words. These words, we put these words in the background automatically. So if there's anything that like this in their search, this is going to pop up. And if they like that answer, they're going to click on it. And when they click on it, they're going to land on that landing page and give you information. So when somebody asks for something like, I need to know where the best steak in Manhattan is, and I go and I do that search, and there I see, oh, go here, and I click on it and I like it. That's a high intent, right? And that means they like the answer. They're going to go make a reservation, right? Similar kind of concept. They write in some words. They have a question. What is my home? Where that, whatever. They see this like, oh yeah, boom. If they click on it, they wanted that answer. They liked your answer. And now they're going to land on your landing page. They're going to fill it out. Just so you know, in Dallas, Texas, running an ad like this on Google, these leads cost $30 each. In Pennsylvania, 22, in Utah, 17. And I don't know what they cost in Miami. I think they're going to be closer to 30. And Lisa, yes, the home valuation is automatically generated. And we use a company called Onboard Infometrics, and they go into county records and look at data and compile it, and they make a valuation, right? And they give you a high, medium, and low, and we copy you on that information. And when you do that, you can reach out and say, hey, I saw you're priced here. Does that sound right? Have you done any improvements, et cetera? And that's what that story is about. So let's go back here and talk about other ways to market. I mentioned on this document here that there is a home sold report, right? And that is it says it was in advanced options, but it's actually now under marketing tools. It's the prospecting letter. So this looks a lot like that letter, like the nearby homeowner letter. And I think the only reason this is not as effective, it's because people see the nearby homeowner letter before they see this. It's just how it's happening. They don't know to even get to this page. So, but you can customize the data and say, hey, December home sales are in for Miami. And you should say 30 homes sold and the high is here. And that's it. And then print this and mail this. And you can use Express Copy to mail, or you can buy your own list and mail this letter to them. And remember, I said you should be mailing once or twice every month to your favorite farm market, right? And that's what that's all about, right? You can run ads on Facebook. You can run ads on Google. You can mail something. I also want to show you this. We do postcards and door hangers. And you remember that guy that I mentioned, Chris Winstead? And I said, yeah, Chris uses the nearby homeowner letter, and he got 5 listings in 3 months in San Antonio, Texas. Now that he has his own office, this is what he's doing. He's still doing that, but he's printing this off at Vistaprint in batches of 1,000. And now he gives this to his agents and says, hey, go door knock those streets over there. And he hands out a stack to every agent. And obviously he can tell who's walking the neighborhood and who's not, because by the end of the day, he's got people scanning and asking for their home values on the street of the agent that's walking. Now, you're not probably trying to do that, but if you want something that is low cost, that if you're in a walkable neighborhood, they're not even door knocking. They are just hanging this on the door and they just keep walking. Okay. So definitely that's under the marketing tools. It's the door hangers. But a lot of clients like to do, if you think like, oh, I want to do a mailing, we've got it all dialed in right here. Here's the front. You can scan here. Here's the back. Go to this website and go get your free home value, right? It's all branded to you. It's going to have your color scheme, your logo, your picture. It's all ready. And you can do every door direct here, or you can use your own printer, whatever you want there. And remember, I said, hey, get your custom list, run ads to them. I'll show you how to create a custom ad in just a minute. And also email, right? This is an email. And it says, and it's basically the home sold report. So again, you'd update it and say, hey, 30 homes sold, the highs here. That picture, that link, that picture, and this link right here, and this, they all are lead capture. So if you come here and you click copy code, you are going to be copying this freaky stuff called HTML. You take it to your own CRM, you paste it in your own CRM, you click the button over there that says HTML. When it looks like this, you blast it out on those leads that you uploaded from your custom list, right? So that is just on a landing page. If we go over here to the PDF guides, you've got 40 different PDF guides for these are the 40 for homeowners, right? So when you click marketing tools here, there is an e-flyer for every one of these, right? And you, just like the PDF, just like the landing pages, you can run ads on Facebook, you can run ads on Google. I do want to go over here to, I've just been yammering on here. We're almost at the top of the hour. This is where you create custom audience. So if you go buy that list, click the blue button at the top, and what's the problem here? I'm going to give you some numbers. So I know we're running at the top. I want to give you some numbers I think are important to have. And that's regarding lead cost. When you get here, you can call this Miami homeowners, right? And it has to be a minimum 1,000 leads long. You upload it, you import it. This list will live in your private Facebook ad account. So when you're running an ad, instead of saying Miami and 15 miles, you take out the location and you put in Miami homeowners. And then it will hit those people on that list. I know that I have a team in Dallas. They have 3 lists of 10,000 homeowners each, and they just keep hammering and they keep running ads, and they get $30 leads in Dallas from Google. And they're like, we're happy to pay that because our commission is so high when we're getting listings, and we're using that to get more buyers. And we're making the ROI there. Google works, customize. How do you create a custom audience? I want to point out a little bit about the kinds of Facebook ads you can do. If you do an ad on a sold property, those leads often cost $7 each. If you're running a $50 ad, you divide 7 into 50, and you can expect solid leads. If you run an ad on any of the 40 PDF guides for homeowners, those leads cost usually $10 to $12 each. If you're running a $50 ad and they are charging you $10 a lead, you're going to get 5 leads. If you're running a home valuation ad, like what is your Miami home worth? Those are the most expensive leads. On average, they're $15. I've seen them at $20, even more than $20. So there's still a value for your business to be running a instant home value ad, right? Because you're letting the market know, you're letting thousands of people know that you can do that. But the cheaper leads are just sold and pending and under contract leads on Facebook with name, email, and phone number. So I definitely want you to be using that, as well as the door hangers if you want, or the nearby homeowner letter, which comes with every listing. And I think if Deborah's on the call, she got involved with us because some colleague from one of her offices borrowed her listing that she sold, and it's an incredible home, and is marketing it with an e-flyer that we auto-generated. And she's getting her own listing. She's like, I want your account because I want to use my listing to get my own more listings. And that's easy to do because you just go over here to listings and you find your sold property. And we've created a flyer that's all totally hooked up with as long as your property says it's sold, you click on market listing, you click on e-flyer for your database, and here it is. This is all like, click there, you're going to become a seller lead. Click here or here, you're going to become a seller lead. So market your just sold listings with our e-flyers. You copy the code here, you take it to your own CRM, and you go for it. Any questions? I do want to remind you, because I feel like the end of the call, I realized it was like I'm running out of time. Get to our YouTube channel. I'm going to send this to you one more time. I recommend watching Top Tools for More Listings, 2 or 3 different classes. I know people were coming on late on the call, but I'm sending this link to you now. It should be blinking in the GoToMeeting chat panel. If you don't have any more questions, thanks for joining me today. Have a great 2025. If you're not in the mastermind group, either email me or email the support team. And also, if you're watching this on a recording and you want these pages, I think the support team has them as well because I gave them to them. But you can email me. I'm Vincent Listings-to-Leads. If you go to our website and you look for offices or lenders, you should see my name somewhere. I think if you click on agents and you go to the bottom of the page, yeah, I'm right there. So you can email me or you can give me a phone call. What's your question, Tracy? How does it work with pulling in leads from your farm areas? You cannot upload leads into our system, Tracy. Is that what you mean? Yeah, you can't do that because we just don't have that functionality yet. Yeah. So listings, how does it work with pulling in listings from your farm area? Okay. So you go to the listings page and there's a button here that says, we'll wait till we get there, add listing. Click grab listing, and you just need the zip code and MLS ID and grab it. And it pulls in the listing with the photographs, and all the tools I've shown you are automatically generated. Okay. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question? Let's see. No. Okay. You mind re-asking the question? Let's see. I meant listing. Let's see. Each time I log in, I get an auto message. Oh, do you mean your listings? Your listings are not coming in and you want to know how to get your listings in? Same. It wants to pull in listings for my farm area. Oh, that sounds like My Farm Dominator. Oh, you might have clicked on this button before. So here, this is something that's interesting called My Farm Dominator. This allows you to run ads on listings that are not in your area. You might have created a search like this. And so like you could type in Miami and just to save it, and you could say Miami. And you could say, I want single family homes and I want everything that's just listed or active. So I think this might be what's happening. And you say, I want for sale and one plus better. Search. And that will create a list that will then be sitting on top here. I think this is what you're talking about. Yeah. And you can reject it because it's going to keep asking you, do you want us to import them? Let me click here. The one thing I don't know, and you should ask support, like, how do I just get rid of this? I think that's what you are asking, right, Tracy? Like, you don't need this anymore. You might have set this up just by clicking around. And so reject means don't import these listings. We designed this to help agents who don't have any listings and they just want to run ads and get buyer leads. But I don't know how to delete it. Yeah, that's going to import it. That's going to say no on there. Yeah. So when they are imported, do they automatically publish to social media? I don't think they do. I think it's really for running ads. Yeah. I don't remember the answer. We built this out. That was a few years ago. God, the one thing is I don't know how you get rid of it because I think that would be useful. Yeah. What is need? Yeah. Call support. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that. And then Kashif, what's your question, need, and are there any other questions? I'm happy to answer them. I know everybody's got to get on to the rest of their day. Kashif, I don't understand the question that you have there. It just says need. Everybody, thanks for joining me today. I hope you understand what I'm saying. If you have questions, you can ask support. You can email me. Happy to help you. And have a great 2025. Oh, wait, I see. You're welcome, Lisa. Okay, everybody, take care.